sure y'all hit that like button. Hit that like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Cali B, peace and love. Khalil or Khalil.
What's up? What's up, Curtis? I should have brought my glasses so I won't have to be struggling to see the comments. Make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all can see the title. Chris Rock finally responds. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Need them likes up though. Let's get them likes up. Smoke. Hey, that's what we love to do on this channel. Smoke, talk, conversate. Hey, but kind of big like I ain't honestly I'm not surprised on like how he responded. He was more professional. He's still keeping. I think it's still all an act overall. I think they just carrying it out to the end. So like his response wasn't like something like I was surprised about. But I have a friend in Hollywood. She said there's gonna be some repercussions for Will Smith. So some harsh repercussions. I wonder what that means though. It's out the great investigation. Shout out House coming through. Let's see your Instagram for a whole. I'm gonna start getting on using my Instagram. Uh, Probably go back into the house so I can have my YouTube live up and the Instagram live up at the same time. So not like when when I think about it overall how Will Smith handled the situation. If it was real, like that was kind of fucked up. Cause motherfucking Chris Rock, this ain't the first time he joked on Jada. My day going pretty well. Pretty well. I just woke up from a nap. That's why I'm kind of late on the live tonight. Like, so I'm trying to recover from that flight that I just got back from. Like shit, they coming through with the glasses. Thank you. But Chris Rock, he responded saying he's still processing it, and he gonna talk about it more on his on tour. So of course that'd be the case. That's gonna be the response. I'll talk about it more later, cause he want people to buy the tickets. Like he not gonna waste none of that. The what he could have been. He not wasting no time basically for free. Like talking about that shit for free. He want people to come pay for it to come see it. For one, I know lately, uh, big time comedic art comedy comedians, their shows you can't even record at their show. Like so you can't even like you have to go see him personally to see what he talking about. Unless they record it, Will's butthurt over. He is butthurt, but that's why I think it thought it was scripted. Because I'm like, ain't no way he's butthurt over that small joke. That wasn't no big deal. It wasn't like something super harsh Chris Rock said. Like that's why I'm like, it can't be. Like it can't be. Cause he laughed at it when he first started the joke. Will Smith laughed at the joke. So I feel like he just had to get in his acting mode. About time he got on stage and it slapped him like. But Will Smith, I mean Chris Rock, how I probably would have handled the situation is way different. We both would have been looking bad up there. I think his sanity is just drained. Yeah, I thought it was like The night all these black people get acknowledged is like for awards and shit. Uh, Samuel Jackson got an honorary Oscar award. I think a few other people got like noticed that night. Black people. And so for Will Smith to do that and that outshine everything that was accomplished that night for all black people who accomplished something. Like so, yeah, pretty selfish. He's tired of being the butt of every joke. But that's what you sign up for when you're a celebrity. Like you sign up for being like super famous, put on this platform where everybody's going to talk about you no matter what. Like so, he been in his 30 plus years. People bit people used to joke on Will Smith because he had a clean image. He didn't cuss in his raps. Eminem used to like diss him all the time. Like you got to get back to work. Hey, thank you for coming through, Kurt. Thank you. Appreciate it for the show. But Chris Rock has been the butt of jokes for years, and not even just with this Chris Rock situation, but the August Alsina shit, even Tupac shit. How Jada had a real, I ain't say they had a real relationship, but it was some type of relationship. From the point Will Smith came out, he's been the butt of every joke. Like so, I doubt. That's why like believe it was kind of scripted. Because when you a multimillionaire, you get paid basically when people talk about you because they gonna people buy your shit. I'm telling you, every time there's drama surrounding Will Smith, Jada Smith, like those they pockets is getting fatter. Like drama is literally like putting money in their pocket. So I believe what happened the other night was pretty staged, but if it wasn't staged, Chris Rock handled it well. Will Smith, like he was doing too much. Like now he kind of put a stain on his career. Like off, he couldn't like keep his emotions in order. So, but at the same time, like shit, would he had to did that too? Like if The Rock was on stage making a joke about Jada, like hell nah. If he would he had did that, it was like what Ricky Gervais was on stage talking about his wife. Nah, he wouldn't have did that. So like, was he like low key picking on fucking Chris Rock because he was what bigger than him? Like I don't know. Like I said, that shadow outshadow all the other good stuff that happened for black people that night at the Oscars. But then again, nobody was even watching the Oscars until that shit happened. That's why it's like kind of hard for me to think it was real because it's the same thing that happened at fucking verses with 3 6 Mafia and Bone Thugs and Harmony. I believe that was more real. That was real compared to what Will Smith and Chris Rock situation. For the simple fact, they said as soon as that fight broke out on verses, the numbers shot through the roof. Nobody was watching the Oscars until fucking Will Smith slapped the fuck out of Chris Rock. Like so, they probably was like, hey, let's take that out to use that. Not real. It, them Smiths exactly. Everybody got paid. Like shit. Chris Rock, his tour tickets went from $41 to like out here to see Chris Rock front stage. You're gonna pay 2,200, and that wasn't the case before this. Like nobody was checking for Chris Rock. Like so, it's publicity for everybody. For the Oscars, for Will Smith, Jada Smith. I mean, I said, yeah, Jada. Like she got first. She was looked at as a hoe. Like she had a bad rap to her name. Like now, like with Will Smith defending her, it looks like the damsel in distress being saved. Like so, now she's kind of getting like some good publicity. Jake, I mean, I say Jake, but Will Smith. Some people say he did right by standing up for his wife. Other people say he was doing too much. Chris Rock. Some people say, hey, he a bitch for not doing nothing, but some people say he a man for like not doing nothing. So like everybody is getting attention from this. Like so, if they got all of them have decades of work that's put out that people can go back and watch now because of this shit. Like I literally just watched King Richard off of this incident. Like if this incident never happened, I never would have watched King Richard. So that's money going into Will Smith pocket. So This whole world is scripted. This whole earth is a video game or basically a movie. I look at my life as a movie. Like so, this shit is scripted by me. But well, I mean, Chris Rock's response, like it was, like I said, I expected him to say, "Hey, I'm still processing this." No, the fuck you not. You just got your jokes ready for when you start telling them on your tour. Like you already know what the fuck you gonna say. Like I know what the fuck you gonna say. Hey, you should. Why you ain't do this with August? I'm like this is he should. You got some. I'm pretty sure Chris Rock has some August jokes ready. Like so, but this shit is all a show. Like it's all a show. But watch how like people stop talking about it, like tomorrow. Like not or probably not tomorrow. I'll say I give it to probably next week. This would not be a topic of discussion. Like it's gonna be something else that then popped up in the world where we talking about that. Like so, all of this shit is fucking. It's just a moment in time. Like for real. Like that shit really has no impact on human mankind. Like us evolving. Like what the fuck it got to do with you growing and like putting money in your pockets? Like that shit is for them. They want attention. Like they trying to get paid. They already created something to where if it's not even just drama, but whatever it is, people want to pay to go see them. So I know if I was in a position like Chris Rock, and I'm just saying if this shit was scripted, I would do some shit like this too, and on live, making it seem like it was real. I remember it was an incident with fucking Eminem, and I think the dude name was Bruno, but he came out of the sky with like a parachute and he landed on Eminem's head. I think that was at the Oscars as well. Like, so they be doing shit at the Oscars a lot that's scripted. I know it's scripted, so it's I don't know. The shit is funny. Like I said, it's funny. You supposed to get laughs out of it. It's supposed to be made jokes out of it. This is a fucking stress, like not stress, but a depressing ass fucking world. Like so, we need to laugh at some shit. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. But I ain't mad at nobody for what they did. We all react how we react. And like I said, I'm more set on the shit is fake. But just in case it is real, I gotta have a perspective on that. Like, cause you never know. But I'm like, and that room was full of white people, and Will Smith gonna get up on this stage to like slap another black man in front of all. Like that's how when in slavery they had black slaves from different plantations fighting each other for like the pleasure of these white slave owners. Like so, that's why I'm like it's fake. Like the Oscars is always scripting some shit to make people watch their shit. It's Hollywood. Two of the biggest actors, entertainers in the world, black entertainers in the world. But they did it at the expense of niggers. Like the day I'm telling you, the day all black people, not all, but Samuel Jackson, like got an honorary reward. This man like did all this greatness. Shout out to Monty the Great TV coming through. Like the day he did out here in Vegas, front row tickets is $2,200. You can't believe they did that in front of Beyonce. I'm telling you, it's acting. It's acting. It has to be. Because first of all, Will Smith, like, it's been millions of other people. Other people, they said 1,000 in Vegas. Front row tickets are 2,200 to see that man. I checked myself. I ain't checked no other place, but front row, the cheapest ticket was like 100 something. but it went from $44 to like, man, everybody want to hear what he got to say. Is Netflix? I wouldn't be surprised if a Netflix show came out of it, like Netflix deal came out of it. They all gonna get paid off of it. But this, like I said, this ain't the first time like that happened. Like at the Oscars, there's always something that's going on. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. It's always something that they're uh, putting in the show to make people bring their attention to them. Like so, they just using Will Smith and Chris Rock this time. For me, they just regular ass people anyway. No matter what work Will Smith, Chris Rock did, they were just regular ass people. Yeah, they've been in some movies we love. He apologized. I mean, yeah, that's part of like the script, right? Like, that's what I believe. Fuck that shit. I want to see him apologize in fucking public. Like that slap was in public, motherfucker. I need to sit down with both of y'all on video, on YouTube preferably, and like discussing like that that situation. That'd be more like that. Just imagine if they did something like that. That's more attention, more money coming in. Like this is, I'm telling you, the way it's set up. If I was a producer, writer in Hollywood for like TV shows and like just events, I'd be like adding like shit like that to the show too to bring the audience in. Nobody would have cared if it was a fucking goddamn. I ain't gonna say Jessica Alba, but some random white people that we didn't know at the Oscars doing something like that. Black people wouldn't have cared, but black people honestly run the world. So when things like that happen, it's black people who go into those shows buying those tickets. Like literally, it's. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some white people out there too that fuck with that. But still, overall, it's us that makes this shit move. Like the music, the sports, like the fashion. Black people are in control of that. But what black people are not in control of is the things that really matters. He is reading the same. Yeah, like it's all a script. They usually just read a script and perform behind the camera, and then it's like show like months later or years later when it's in a movie theaters or the TV show. Like exactly like why? I mean like why didn't Will Smith like wait till after to do confront him like instead of trying to tarnish his career? Like he should have waited after the show, after he got off stage. It wasn't like he was hosting the whole show. Like he was just on there for the moment. But it's funny, like it gives people something to talk about. Literally, that happening like gives people ammo, like content, like to make more money. So it ain't just Will Smith and Chris Rock that's making money. Like shit, motherfuckers who got news medias like they're talking about this and it's bringing viewers to their platform. Like so, that's what I'm like. Positive Minds only is a media company, so I need to be talking about stuff like that too. Even though like I'm more of a spiritual person, more of a like don't care, give a fuck about none of this type shit. Overall, I'm still a media company. This more is bigger than me. So yeah, my opinions is like don't pay attention to none of this shit because it ain't gonna help you grow and evolve. But at the same time, people is paying attention to it. Like I can't. I'm not about to be that person. Say, hey, don't pay attention. It's a distraction. If I'm telling you it's a distraction, it distracted me already from what I was supposed to be doing. Like so, why not get paid from the shit? Why not give a enlightened opinion? Positive medicine. See, I'm telling you that shit is all like that shit is all scripted. Like And I didn't even know that. But of course, more people are researching out that disease, whatever it is, it's called. More people like researching Will Smith, Jada, watching the movies. Like I said, I watched King Richard. Y'all should go check that out too. Like, cause it ain't even about Will Smith the actor. It's about like the the message in that movie. How uh King Richard or Venus and Serena's dad like basically programmed them before they were born. He had an idea like, hey, I'm gonna have two children and they're gonna play tennis and they're gonna be champions. Like, so he had that belief implanted in them from the time they was born. It failed in the box. That's because it was so powerful. But like literally, and it failed in the box office because it went straight to HBO as well. Like, but that movie is powerful for black people. That's how I am with my children. How King Richard is, like that's how I am with my kids. So I resonated with that movie on another level. But the message, that's how all parents supposed to be. So the trials and tribulations he went through, like you know how Lamar Ball is with was with Lonzo Ball, Lamelo, and Leangelo, like how he was, like that's how King Richard was with his daughter. So he manifested everything he wanted through his children, like so. And I see why some people put all their focus on their children and they don't put that much focus on themselves, like to be successful. But me, like shit, I'm working on myself. I'm put that pressure on myself to accomplish great things as well as my children. I got 7 kids, so one of them better be a fucking billionaire, president, fucking astronaut, something like the pick of the litter. Like ain't nobody about to just be no failure in this motherfucker. It is genius marketing. That's the whole thing. It's genius. Like with that whole thing, that's genius. Like so, if Chris Rock ain't embarrassed, ain't mad about the whole situation because he signed up for it. The movie Head of the State, him and fucking Bernie Mac was beating each other ass that whole movie. Like so, like that just that's what makes me like know this shit is scripted. When there's money involved, like that lets me know like shit ain't as real as we think it is. Like so, and I don't even know how many fucking tour dates he about to go on. But if it was me, I had my whole like for the next 6 months, it'll be lined up every day of the week. It's a comedy night, charging 2,200. I'm like man, drama sells. Drama sells. Drama bring views. I had to title this Chris Rock like to bring the views. Off the back it was like this shit like if I'm gonna talk about some spirituality, religion, books, it's not gonna get that many views. People ain't gonna want to see that. But if I talk about what's going on in the world, people are gonna click. Like so, I'm like, fuck it. If this is what y'all want me to talk about, Boston 400 to 500. See, I'm in Vegas, so he performing at the Caesar's Palace. And like, but it's just popped up on my YouTube feed. Hey, shout out to you, you banana. Hey, we just talking about fucking Chris Rock and Will Smith, honestly. But this is not something like I talk about on the daily. Like I do this to get the views, to like get the watch time hours up. Like so, people won't click if I'm talking about like fucking the Bible. But I'm not. Let's just say I'm not a religious person at all. But I do like discuss things like that, like or different books. But people not gonna click on it if it's not. If it don't fucking, they don't want to hear that shit. How the heck can we profit from this? See, the way I'm profiting from this is by talking about it on my YouTube channel. Like, so getting views, that's clicks. So that's how I'm profiting. Like, if I wasn't profiting off the situation, I wouldn't pay attention. I wouldn't even talk about it. But I know this brings, like, it brings the people. So I may not pick it up. Like, exactly. Like, so I have to. This is what everybody's talking about. So I have to talk about it. Like, well, I don't have to talk. Like, I could have just been let it be a clickbait and talked about something else. But it's hard for me to clickbait. It's hard for me to do that. Like, so, like on the normal average night, there isn't like my numbers is views is not as this high, that this quick. Like I only been in here like less than 30 minutes, and my numbers has been above like 10 viewers the whole time. Like if I was talking about something totally different, spirituality, reincarnation, past lives, nobody will fucking click unless the people who definitely I'm hotboxing too. So I do this on an average night. Like I'm always hotbox, but the conversation is gonna be now. I see I'm gonna have to just talk whatever's going on in the world. So I'm hoping some old drama pop off. So I like to have shit to talk about. But to be honest, like I'm not interested in none of this shit. I don't care about Chris Rock or Will Smith. Like on the average, they like if they don't put money in my pockets, I ain't gonna pay attention to it. But this is bringing views. It brings more views. So that's money right there. But as a viewer, if you're not really benefiting from like it, but if you just come in here and had a hard day at work, just want to chill, relax, and then like this here's something like that's interesting, hey, by all means. But me, I would never click on a video about Will Smith and like Chris Rock. I got my own opinion because I seen the video myself, so I wouldn't watch somebody else talk about the situation. I will be on YouTube like watching like tarot videos and shit like that, like astrology. That's what I get on YouTube about. Listen and watch music videos, listen to music. But but it is teacher thing, man. Teach YouTube is fucking school. Like you can go to school on YouTube by just watching videos that'll help you like do things. Like whatever you want to do in life. Me, when I wanted to learn how to meditate, I came straight to YouTube. Guided meditations. When I wanted to learn more about spirituality, came straight to YouTube. When I want to listen in the books and I don't want to pay for them, come straight to YouTube. You ever listen to Willow Walker Jr.? Nope, I haven't. But Walker, that's my family's last name. So that's what's up. But I haven't heard of him. Who's Willow Walker Jr.? So enlighten me. What does he talk about? Like, what's this conversation's about? Make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. I really appreciate it. Chris Rock responds and says, "I'll talk about this shit later." On tour. Like, that's what Chris Rock said. I respect it. Career musician and song. Oh, okay. What type of music does he writes then? What's the weather out where y'all at? It's 75 degrees out here in Vegas. Chris didn't speak on Will Smith tonight at his show. He didn't speak on it. So he wasting people money right now. Like he must ain't got his jokes written down. Like he waiting. He know tonight people are the people who had tonight's show paid for it. They already bought the tickets. So I know people bad as hell bought the ticket. It was like clickbait buying a ticket. If you bought the ticket late just because you wanted to hear him talk about what happened, like it'd have been clickbait for you to buy that ticket, right? I'd be mad as fuck. Like motherfucker, you ain't talking about what just happened. You supposed to be a comedian. You talk about what happened in your life. But hey, he doing things on his terms. He know how it is. Like he been an intern and a actor over 30 years, comedian over 30 years plus. He probably made some reference. Probably said like, I don't know. I wasn't there. Like I haven't seen no clips or videos. Are you in the Boston area? Is that how you know though? Tupac was the first one to see it. Tupac is he remind me of myself sometimes, but not to the point where like gang banging, like beef and all that. Not that part, but like just the deep thought, the philosopher version. Oh, you got connection. We all connected. Like I really believe we all like connected to somebody, and like that is important. Or you're important yourself. Like now, people is like be saying, "Hey, I know Kenneth," like because my shit is growing now. But before, like I already come from a family that has money, so like or that has like fame. So me, I never cared about fame, and I will never. I never wanted to leech off my family's name, just off the strength of them, like because they had some type of success. So my whole thing was to get my own success for me, so so nobody can never say, yeah, I put Kenneth on. So that's how my mindset has been for like the past 4 years. Like, but when I first moved to Vegas, I was like hoping like my one of my brothers just put me on YouTube and like shit, I could just take off from there. Oh, so you well connected. Working, I know. Like I'm connected to like I got connections in the music industry, the entertainment industry, the movie industry, and like I said, I got family that's famous YouTubers. So I'm a networker. Like so, I talk to a lot of people. Like before my Instagram got hacked, I got my up to 34,000 followers, but over the years it had declined to 27,000. But I still had so many connections off the strip. Like I had a bunch of followers, so like anybody, like I was trying to get into Hollywood at a point, so I was trying to like network my way into Hollywood. So I ended up meeting a lady named Cassandra Gava. I don't know if that's how I pronounce the last name, but she played in the movie Conan the Barbarian, the first one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. She was like the witch, and like she's 60 years or 60 plus. She's probably like 62 around that age. But I met her in 2018, 2019. I met her 2019, and we developed like a close bond relationship over Instagram, like just and like she's like a prominent figure in Hollywood. Then like I know managed myself. I mean, made myself talk to other prominent people, like and just start getting people's numbers and stuff, and just start like even if I'm not in movies or in music, I still know people in that. Yeah. But Connections, networking is more important than money sometimes. Like so, you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't know the right people, then you ain't gonna truly always get what you want. Or if you do, you'll be taxed. Like people be taxing you because they know you got money. But if you got relationships with people, people wouldn't even charge you off the strength of like how they know you. Like so, I know a lot of people. And I will always say, Kenneth, why is you talking to all these random people if you're not even in the industry? But like I said, I wanted to be in the movie industry in some sort of fashion, some sort of way. So I was networking my way and trying to get in that, but I end up changing my mind. Like I don't want to be in no fucking Hollywood off the strength of like all the shit that I had just heard over like YouTube and shit, going through those motherfucking Illuminati videos and shit. Like it ain't scare me, but at the same time, you're like, man, do you really want to deal with some shit like that? Do you know? I don't know any executives at Netflix. If I did, I probably would have had a movie idea on TV, like on Netflix. But I probably would have been had something on Netflix or TV if I had a wrote a script already. I've been procrastinating for like years on like I was supposed to been wrote a script. I love Illuminati. I do too. Like that, it's very interesting. But it's like who's to say that's real though? Like who's to say that ain't all lies? Like, but some of them be interesting though. Like, and it's like they're, it's like if you watch an Illuminati video, everybody basically sold they soul. Any star you know in the world, like basically sold they soul. But I can't truly say that and believe that for the simple fact in my past life, the last one I was Robert Johnson, and they said I sold my soul to get my success and my fame, but I didn't. Like the fuck, I was good at what I did. I did voodoo, I did hoodoo to get it like of course help me get success in life, but that was my roots. We studied voodoo and hoodoo in Africa. Like that was that's not bad. That's not of the devil. Like what the fuck? Like so people said I sold my soul to get my success, and I'm like, well, that's why I won't go back into the music industry because guess what? They say that to everybody, like everybody. So I'm like, But even then, like, even if a person sold their soul, right? Who cares? That's what if they consciously made that choice and said, "Hey, I'm cool with it," then hey, you cool with it. If you made a choice to do some gay shit to get paid, and you're not really gay, by all means, do what the fuck you want to do. Like, okay, we all grown. I mean, like, we all humans. What the fuck? Who cares? Like, but if you regret life, if you like hate life, if you depressed because of what you did low key, and you're not happy with it, then like that's on you. Like shit, you just gotta. I mean, shit, it be like that sometimes. Oh, human trafficking that does play a big part in that shit too. Hmm. But some of them people don't even see it as human trafficking when they doing that shit either. I think that's what I need to fucking start doing. Marketing my videos around Illuminati, like conspiracy type shit. Start calling motherfucking celebrities out and shit. Why not, right? Like that's a whole niche in itself, and people like you get millions of views of just saying like these motherfuckers sold they soul. But at the same time, like I don't want to put some on somebody that ain't really real, right? Like I don't want to say some Diddy is gay, like he be doing freaky homo shit, like to like, and it ain't real, right? So I don't want to spread lies if I don't know the facts. But at the same time, a conspiracy theory, right? It's just a conspiracy. But who's to say? Like, I can get big, super big one day. Not me, because it's not about me. It's about positive minds only. So who's to say I might sell this company one day? So I won't even be in charge of this, but I'm just building it up right now. So, but who's to say I won't fucking get in certain positions and motherfucking like, didn't you say this about me? But I'm gonna go back and say, hey, conspiracy theories. I ain't the only one said it. Like, there's millions of other people said this shit too. Like, I can't help that I went down certain rabbit holes and they said this about you and you was acting zesty. Look up Touches of Freedom. Did you see? I haven't seen Touches of Freedom. What's that? Is that a YouTube channel? I think that's how I'm gonna start marketing my videos though, as like conspiracy video. It's deep. Please look it up. It's a documentary. I need to screenshot that so I can remember. But do y'all think all those actors and rappers that like big time rappers, do y'all believe they sold they soul? Like, do you believe in the whole Illuminati stuff? It's conspiracy theory type shit. I got my own opinion on that. Like, I can't say every rapper sold they soul or every actor sold they soul, but I know it's a few of them motherfuckers who did some shit like to get in the position they was in. Off the strength, they heard about how the industry was, and they was like low key like that download anyway. We can do a whole podcast on it. I got a podcast. Positive Minds Only is a podcast as well, so I definitely be having guests on there. So I wouldn't mind having a conversation about that. But I know like how powerful I am, and like once how big this platform get, people gonna be like, man, we need to box him out. We need to close him out. We don't want the world to see him, hear what he got to say. They might believe him. Like so, like you know, like do I want to go down that? Let me screenshot that. All right, I got that. So once I type in touches of freedom, like I'm pretty sure it's gonna pop up. Shit, I be talking about shit. It pop up on its own. The video just, yeah, we heard you. You ain't even got to type it in. That's what I love about the internet. Like, I don't think it's all freaky and shit that they do that. Like, that's just marketing, right? That's why you gotta think positive. Because if, man, when I first learned about the law of attraction, that's when I was trying to manifest like like my focus was on females and shit. Like so, I was manifesting like all type of lust and temptation type of situations because I knew I could manifest whatever I wanted. So I'm like, oh, anything I want, I can have if I see myself with it already. So it was easily for me to manifest some like a situation that I didn't need to be in, but I wanted it to be in. Like so, that around the time I came up with Positive Minds Only, I'm like, Kenneth, you can't have a brand called Positive Minds Only if you like doing shit behind the scenes and like you not really got a positive mind only. Like you don't want to be exposed for some shit like because you cheating. Like basically, so I'm like, man, I really do got to change my life around, don't I? So definitely, I had to become that positive minds only. Now it's an affirmation. Every time I got many things that I do if I catch myself thinking negative, but the easiest one is just to say positive minds only. Just think positive. Selling secrets to ladies. I seen something about that. I probably didn't know it was called The Touches of a Feather, but I have seen a documentary about marketing. I just don't recall the name. So now that you mentioning it, I have. Like, and they was like saying how cigarettes was like healthy and for independent women and some shit like that in the 50s, and like women started smoking cigarettes. Like now, like years later, it says cancer, right? But that's all. That's what advertising is, like putting shit always in front of you. It gets into your subconscious. Like if you keep seeing McDonald's motherfucking everywhere, you gonna think, oh, I want to go get me some McDonald's. Nah, it's they putting that in front of you, like so. And then, like, if you was going to McDonald's as a kid, like the nostalgia from just going to McDonald's, smelling McDonald's fries is like, I need me some McDonald's. But you gotta tune all that bullshit out. Do y'all think that situation was scripted though, with Chris Rock and Will Smith, or do you think it was real? I think shit was fake as a $4 bill. It may seem like he got real uh, repercussions from it though. But the family, so both parents work. So the people who got money, they are the people who run the world. Like so, whatever they want to be happening in the world, as far as like women smoking cigarettes, if they want that to be the case, they gonna make that the case. Like, and you can't stop it. That's how laws is made. It ain't about the politicians. It's about the motherfuckers who win money and say, "Hey, make this happen." Like so, I understand that. Like, I understand that fully. Like so, that's why I get on YouTube every single day and get on live every day. That's me like being in people's face every single day. Eventually, if somebody just been seeing my videos and they just been scrolling by, one day they just gonna click on it and see what I have to say. Like so, I understand the importance of like being in front of your people's face. Like it's marketing, it's advertising, like it's basically publicity as well. So and it works out for me. This man take care of women too long. Hey, they wanted to fill them pockets up though. Like if you was in a position to do that to make some more money, would you do something like that? Tell women, hey, y'all independent, y'all should be working too. Like we ain't gonna tell y'all gonna get taxed just like men, and y'all not gonna get paid just as highly as men. Like so, it's like Orlando. What the fuck? Oh, why I just rolled down the window with my fucking fist? I mean, my elbow, right? And thought somebody rolled down my window from the outside. Crazy. So yeah, these kids definitely is brainwashed as well. That's why I want to send like my daughter, who will be going to school soon, to like private school, off the strength of it's like they teach you a different thing. Like rich kids don't want their kids going to no public school because they know how public schools are, just teaching kids to be fucking work slaves. Like so, private schools, they're more like the one school that I'm looking for. I mean that I'm looking into. Like they based off the kid's strength. Like so, if my daughter, she's an artist, she loves to draw. Like they're gonna focus more on her creativity. It's not all about A's, B's, and C's. Like that's a way to like brainwash a kid thinking the F is like you fail in life. Like so that's what stops people from trying in life. Like thinking that they're gonna fail. And that's like literally that's a fucking a lie. Like you supposed honestly we all fail in life. You supposed to fail, especially if you going and climbing different ladders, like evolving to different levels. You're gonna fail. You're gonna be come across shit you ain't never experienced before. So of course you're gonna trip over certain things, but you're gonna learn. You also failing if you don't even try. Like just staying in the spot you at and knowing like shit, man, I want to do this, but I think I'm gonna fail. Like, what the fuck you felt? You thinking that for? Like, you stopping yourself for? Like, it's crazy. Race baiting is trending big time. I, you know what? In my whole journey in life, I'm 32 years old. I probably experienced a racist situation probably like 2 or 3 times. Overall, white people have always like loved me for some reason. I'm from the hood. I'm from Gary, Indiana, but white people have always was like super friendly to me. Like I guess because I'm not, I don't look threatening. Like I guess because like I don't know, I carry myself in a certain way. Like being raised by my grandmother, my great grandma, they taught me how to be out when I was in public. So white people when they see me like they smile like they ask me do I need help like when I go walk through Neiman's or like Saks and Fifth like they don't like oh they don't be trying to follow me and see if I'm on some like trying to steal some shit like they really be trying to see do I need help like so I'm like dang, this is different. I don't get that same experience as a lot of people like when it comes to race. But that also I realized like if I was in a certain area in like the United States in what the fuck the United States, like if I was in fucking Alabama or Mississippi, shit would probably be kind of different. Like if I'm dealing with motherfuckers that's tied in with the KKK. But I live in Las Vegas where like it's not you probably it's I'm pretty sure it's racist people out here, like a few. But overall, this is you know how many fucking you know how crazy you have to be racist and work out in like Vegas, like work at a casino or something. Like you know how crazy it is to be biased. Like you'll be putting yourself in like so many situations off the strength that Vegas is so like it's so too many different cultures out here. Like so like I always like even when I was living in Gary, Indiana, there wasn't no white people to me around like to be racist like so and we didn't grow up being racist towards white people. My favorite teacher was my third grade teacher who was white, so black folks are cool as hell and smart. Yeah, like not all of them, but not all white people's like cool and smart either. Like, but I know some white cool and smart people. Like we all have good and bad. Like, it's that's just the way it is. Like, fucking Chinese people got cool Chinese people. They got some motherfucking negative ones. Like, so it's all about like your energy. If you got that within you, where if you low key racist towards people, you don't like other races, you gonna deal with some motherfuckers that don't like you. Like so, that's just about your energy. My energy is like I love everybody. I don't give a fuck what color you is. Like shit, you can get money. I can get money with anybody. Like I've been in the Marines, so I got brothers that I went to war with that are white. Like so, I'm like, what the fuck? I know people that's from our hood that would never go to war with me. Like so, like I look at life different because I've been through different things in life that's led me to like understand like you got to be a fool to be racist like in these times. Like what the fuck, this shit is like they be saying black people's like the minority, but it's a lot of black people everywhere I go. Like literally, it's a bunch of black people. So I'm like, how is it a minority? Like the fuck? Like, who's counting these statistics? Like, cause I ain't never did no census like when they came to my house and like I never filled one of those out. Like, so how they know racism is a scam? See, it's it's all a scam. honestly, like because the richest, wealthiest people they aren't racist. They understand like black people is the one who came down on this planet with the information and the knowledge. That's how they got that. Like shit. Why do you think if you were to go to the Vatican, like in the museum, they got a bunch of Egyptian like stuff there, not just Egyptian, but they got a whole bunch of stolen artifacts because that's where the information came from. It came from Egypt first. Like so, they understand how powerful black people is, but black people just don't understand how powerful they are. Like so, if you knew, like if the average black person knew who they was, where they came from, like first of all, white people would be scared for it because they'd be thinking like, oh shit, we had these people on slavery and they gonna retaliate. Like so, it's not even like they hold that information from us because they let you. It's open. It's in the books. It's in the documentaries. It's on YouTube. You got all you got to do is go search. But the average black person won't do it. They don't. They don't want to know that. They rather say slavery is my past. Slavery is my history. When you come on, that's 400 some years ago. Like we've been in Africa was prominent and rise in the high 25,000 years ago. Like, what the fuck? Like, so you got to go way back. You can't just start when slaves came to America. Because, first of all, we all been slaves. Like, white people been slaves. When the Moors went to Spain, when they conquered Europe, guess what? They made them slaves. Why you think they fucking retaliated and came back to Africa and made them slaves? Like, every civilization has been a slave at a point in time. It's karma. Like so, I'm telling you, it's crazy. The rich use it. They use everybody. They use black, white, Chinese. They use everybody. I used to think, man, they always making black people look bad on TV. And then I started watching like movies with different cultures and shit. I'm like, damn, they make y'all look bad too. Like so, they do it to everybody. But a black person is just gonna watch black movies, so he's gonna say, "Oh shit, they only make black people look bad." But he's not watching these movies where like the cultures like they do this shit to everybody. Like so, it's not the media just making black people look bad. No, they make their own kind. They where you think trailer trash come from? Like that's making those white people look bad. Where you think the term chinks and like how they make certain like the movies how they feel about Chinese and Japanese people. They only make them maids and like uh fighters and shit like that. Like they do it to everybody. Like so, Will Smith and Chris Rock, that situation saying, "Oh, black people they making black people look bad." No, it's just black. It's just the niggas' term. Like, but believe me, Ricky Gervais went in on all them white people. They didn't go upstage and slap them, but what he exposed for them was like, oh shit, god damn. Like so, it was just they turn, our turn. Like so, understanding this is like fucking the game we playing. Like so, we all like it's nothing that's holding you back from being successful. Like literally, there's nothing that's stopping you from like achieving the greatest success you want in your life. Like not your skin color, like not like somebody on the outside of you, not your family. It's you, honestly. It's you when you say, "Man, I'm scared to do this because I might fail." People gonna laugh at me. Like, what the fuck? People gonna talk about you because you're not doing nothing in your life. Exactly. Like, just let everybody slave to the IRS except the poor though. The poor, like, they're not slaves to the IRS. And business owners, they're not slaves to the IRS. I can assure you, like, they pay zero in taxes and they can make billions of dollars a year. Like, so everybody's not slave. The middle class is the ones who are enslaved by the IRS. Like, so I won't even claim that a slave to. I'm not a slave to nobody, nothing. Like, so I understand. Like, I've been poor, and have been middle class, and I've experienced like being kind of wealthy and experiencing some success in my life as well. So I know what area of life that I'm working and trying to stay in. Like I'm not trying to be middle class. I'm not trying to be poor. Yes, if you in poverty and you get fucking goddamn food stamps and government assistance. Yeah, that's cool, but they only giving you the minimum. Just imagine if you went out and tried to go get something for yourself, and you successful at it. Just imagine your wildest dreams actually coming true because you worked on it, you plan to get there, and you stay focused. It will happen, like, and you won't actually even be surprised once you get it. Me and my brother was having a conversation today, and he was saying like manifestation is real. How you can see yourself like doing something, and once you get it, you won't even be happy about it because you already had that feeling like when you was imagining it, when you was visualizing it. Like, so a lot of times when I manifest things in my life, I don't be like too up about it. And like, I'm like, I got what I wanted, now it's time to go get what I want or something else. But from the outside looking in, people are like, oh shit, this person can't he accomplished his dreams, he's manifesting his shit. Like, so even though I'm not super excited about it, even when I get my first $1 million check, like seven-figure check, like, I'm not gonna be fucking super up about it because I've already visualized. I've felt excited already about it. Like, so, like, it's not gonna be like no different when I actually receive it because I was super like my feelings was that real. Like, I actually felt myself already at the bank with my $1 million check, how nervous I'll be, like just how happy I am. Like, I already know. Like, so, or it just deposited into my account. Like, I ain't even gotta have a check. Like, it's so many ways I visualize seven figures in my hand, whether it's deposited in my account, whether it was a check that was like I signed a contract and the check was handed to me. Like, it's so many ways that I've visualized it already. So when it happens, like, it's like, okay, let me go get that $10 million check. Let me feel that. Let me visualize that. Like, so I've manifested a lot of money. I've manifested a lot of things. But when I moved to Vegas, that was like, cause I was visualizing myself here, but it was still different when I moved here because every day I'm waking up and I get to experience something new. Like, but like certain things in my life, what I visualize, like vehicles, like the car I'm in now. My wife was we was trying to manifest this in 2018 when we moved here. I didn't really care about it, so that's probably why it took so long to manifest it. But she really wanted it, like, so she got what she wanted. I wanted a Tesla, so it's probably I started wanting a Tesla around like 2018. Like, I haven't got me one yet, but when I do, guess what? Like, I'm not even gonna be super excited because I've already drove the Tesla like a couple times. Like, I've already dreamed about being in this car. I've already visualized hella times of me pulling up in the driveway of my mansion with my Tesla. Like, so the law of attraction is super real. Like, especially when you know things ain't gonna happen overnight. Especially when you understand, like, shit, you gotta work towards what you want. Like, it ain't just gonna happen because you visualize it or you seen yourself have it or you dreamed about it. Like, so, I mean, it can, but it's gonna take way longer than if you was to fucking actually work towards getting it yourself. So make sure y'all hit that like button if you haven't already. But Chris Rock and Will Smith, that was a good show they put on. Ain't lying, that was a good show they put on. Cause nobody seen that shit coming. That was something you did not expect. Most movies and shit they and TV shows is predictable, but that right there, that wasn't one of them. So if it was scripted, they need to start doing more shit like that. But like I said, they did that a few years. What they did with Eminem, like in Bruno, the actor Bruno came down with a parachute and landed on Eminem head with his nuts on his head. And people were like, "What the fuck?" It was scripted. Yeah, they do that. I'm telling you, they do this shit all the time. So the Oscars is where the actors are. They don't acknowledge rappers like that or like any other thing like that acknowledge movies and shit. So don't you want a good show? Don't you want something to talk about? Most people ain't watching movies like they watch today. Like, I mean, like they used to watch in the past. It's like movie. Don't nobody hardly go to the movie theaters no more. Right? But TV, internet, that's to up right now. Live stream. Like that's why I'm doing this every single day. Live stream. Like got to be in front of your face. Like right. So I could stage some shit on live, and y'all be like, "Oh shit, that was real," because I did it live. Like Money Mike, shout out to you coming through. Like literally, because I was on live and like I planned for it to happen on live. You would think it was real because I did it on live. Not everybody. Some people will see through it, but overall, like the average person who, if the video was to go viral, that I plan, like check your bag, home. Exactly, like shit. We all trying to check it back. What do I think of the Black Lives Matter? I think that was like all a money grab. That shit was for the money. Somebody came up with the idea, they monetized it. Now they like that shit is. I never was like Black Lives Matter. Like you don't gotta tell me that. Like you ain't gotta say that. You don't have to chant that. Cause who is you trying to convince? Cause the cops that's killing the black people, they just gonna keep shooting because they think it's funny that you Black Lives Matter. Like so, gotta go to sleep these days. Positive. Hey, shout out to you coming through. Money Mike. Definitely gonna stay positive. But Black Lives Matter is like it probably started with a pure intention, but overall, once the money started rolling in, once the donations started coming in, they're like, oh shit, we can make this much money saying Black Lives Matter. Let's keep doing it. They hope black people die. They hope more people die, like because they know donations is gonna come in. Like that's what I think on it. Like Black Lives Matter, like that shit is all a money grab. Because what have Black Lives Matter accomplished? What have Black Lives Matter accomplished since like Trayvon Martin, George Floyd? Like what have the Black Lives Matter done for black people besides standing in the street and like quote unquote protests? But they haven't. They haven't did nothing. So some people within Black Lives Matter has pure intention. Let's get this straight. It's not the whole Black Lives Matter. It's the people who run it. They're doing it for the money. The people who in it, they're doing it with the right intentions. But like it's all I'm telling you, it's a money grab. Not so like I said, not everybody is hoping black people die so they can benefit or gain a monetary benefit off of it. But the people who getting paid because of Black Lives Matter, oh yeah, they hoping some shit happen. So that's just how that shit be. Like that's why I have to like stay positive. That's why I gotta stay on my path. Cause so when the money roll in, like I don't get tempted to like do start doing shit for like just for the check. Nah, I've been doing this like off the strength of like I know I came on this planet to give game, like to talk, like to give information and knowledge. Like so, my money's I'm gonna always get paid from the universe. Like literally, I don't have to ask for donations or nothing, and like I'm gonna always be good. Like so, some people do it for the money, and once the money start rolling in, they start doing way more for way more money. Like so, once you on Will Smith or Chris Rock level, you willing to take it to the next level to get more money, right? Like I know, like shit. Hey, I'm not gonna say that'll be the case for me. What the fuck? It look like it's a motherfucking UFO. It's a fucking UFO. What the fuck? I swear to it sounded like a plane, but that it wasn't blinking like a plane. Like it literally was like two lights just going towards me, but it sounds like a plane. But I never seen like that. The airport I live like probably 20 minutes away from the airport, right? Whatever that was that just flew towards me, like probably was like a helicopter, so I probably was tripping. I'm high as fuck, but I could have sworn I seen a fucking UFO. Like, but I wouldn't be surprised because I done seen some shit out here in Vegas, like so. Hey, I'm probably tripping. Hey, y'all go see some shit on live, cause like I said, I stage and shit. Like I don't even know I done stage that. Like I could make a clip and say, "Oh, UFO. I seen a UFO." Like literally, it. I can write a. It's telling you, this shit is all fucking scripted. Life is scripted. It's like this shit. I be saying shit and shit happen right after it. Like so, I know the author to my life. Like I probably ain't seen no motherfucking UFO, but when y'all see my face, y'all like, what the fuck is he looking at? Like now, if I want to, I could make a fucking what short out of this shit and promote and act like a clickbait, act like I seen the UFO. But that probably was like just a helicopter. But I don't know, cause the way that shit came at me, I ain't never seen that shit. Yep, that's what 70 something minutes in. So now I know where to fucking remember to hit that clip. Hour 10 minutes in. But Vegas, it be having. I done seen like living in the. Well, we wasn't. Well, actually, we was living in the mountains. Like, but I seen like shit that I knew was a UFO, but it wasn't close at all. Like that I just seen. They call them chariots out here. Like it's like you say. Exactly like so. Like, trying to get views and clicks, right? Trying to bring people to my channel, right? What am I going? Am I willing? Fuck, I did. I didn't make the clip about Crip Mac, but I could have made exploited a Crip Mac situation. I'm not into exploiting shit, but at the same time, like that's what's like that's what's working in this motherfucker. Like literally, like exploitation is working. Like it's getting people paid. So I need to start exploiting the situation that I like got on my own lives. Like it was times like I was talking about certain shit on my live and like things would happen like in live time. I'm like, oh shit, like it caught me off guard. Like so I could be just exploiting my own videos. Like shit, who knows? That might work. Cause whatever it is to take, whatever it takes. But I'm not gonna do something to like that I don't want to do to like blow myself up or like get more money. I'm gonna exploit myself like off the like strength, like making a clip about seeing a UFO. Like literally, that's exploiting my own videos. And why not? It was Arabs. It was Mexican. It was Russians. Who? I'm telling you, we thought I actually the world thought it was gonna be fucking Kim Jong Un with what he the Koreans, the South Koreans. Well, fucking Putin came in and said, he stole the show in this bitch. Motherfucking Trump didn't get elected. Putin like Joe Biden the president. Oh, this nigga, I ain't gonna call him and say that, but Putin like, hey, I got this. Ain't nobody gonna stop me. I'm the big boy in town. Like, but him and Trump was cool. I fuck with Trump. I ain't vote for him, but I fuck with him more than I fuck with Joe Biden. Like, Trump was the only president who put money in my pocket. It's like it's real. It's a UFO. Exactly. Telling you, I'm about to put it in my short. It's gonna be like seeing the UFO live. People are like, what the fuck are you clickbaiting? But hey, I don't care. Like shit, I posted a Dave Chappelle video like where he was like just threatening to take back his investments from a housing, affordable housing. It really wasn't affordable housing, so he was taking his shit. People started thinking like I was trying to shit on Dave Chappelle for what he did. I'm like, what the fuck? like y'all made it a clickbait situation, and I didn't like I ain't had that intention. So I'm like, oh shit. Let me just start fucking doing it then. Like shit, that's what brings the fucking views when motherfuckers think it's something it ain't. Like, okay, shit, I know the algorithm. Fuck it then. Let me play the game. Like so. But at the end of the day, just know Kenneth got a positive mind, Tony. The world don't. I do. Like so, I'm doing like I'm using my mind to like make things work better for me, and I'm not exploiting other people. I'm literally exploiting myself. My throat be burning like hell. Why when I fucking went to Indiana for like 5 days, I didn't smoke right? Came back thinking I'ma just face blunts like I was before I came back home. And that shit was putting me on my ass basically. Like, god damn, I can't be doing this. Just took computer chips and be like dramatic impact. We definitely all scripted though. So what's your life like? What's your story like? What's your movie like? What is your shit drama, comedy, inspirational, motivational? What's your story like? My shit is more like a rags to riches, motivational, inspirational story. So you got some drama in it, got some comedy in it. Like it's a mix, but it's letting you know shit you can accomplish anything you want in this life. Like there's nobody stopping you from getting the success you want. And people gonna talk shit about you too. Like when you get success, it's gonna come with some fame because people are always watching you. They're watching to see if you gonna make it, seeing if you gonna fail. But you gonna people that's like that want you to win, and then you gotta go hire haters. So even if you ain't doing shit in your life, you got a motherfucker that's hating on you because you got better clothes. You wear something better than them. They wish they had your girl. Like they wish they had your dude. Like it's some motherfucker is hating on you about. Like so whether you get famous or not, cause it's not about fame. It's not about being known. Like shit, it's like motherfuckers is gonna talk shit about you regardless, and then you got people that love you. Any other Barry Manilow fans? Hey, shout out to later Holmes. I know who Barry Manilow is. Is Barry Manilow passed away? I don't know who he is. But I know the name. Is he still alive? Like that name has been popping up. Now that you said it, it's like okay. Now I need to research Barry Manilow. Is he passed away? Because if he passed away, the TV tells us who. Exactly. That's what media is about. All right, cool. I need to probably check Barry Manilow out there. I just started listening to Bob Marley lately. I'm like, oh shit. I always knew who Bob Marley was. But I never really listened to his music. I heard his music, but I never really listened to his music. So lately, I've been listening to Bob Marley. I'm like, and smoking. I'm like, oh shit, like this is another one of those things, like learning modes. I'm about to just tap into Bob Marley. I ain't gonna grow my hair out or nothing, but still tapping in with Bob Marley. His spirit probably been like trying to get me to check him out, but I'll be like busy. And if you new to my channel, you like, it's Bob Marley spirit talking, you trying to communicate with you. I'll talk to spirits. Like it's a gift. Like, it wasn't something like I wanted to do, like I wanted to happen. Like it was just like some shit that I tapped in with myself, unlocked some gifts within myself. Like spirits just started talking to me. I'm like, what the fuck? But I was asking for it. Let me not lie. I ain't even gonna lie with y'all. When I first started waking up, I started meditating and I like started learning about like different like psychic gifts and shit. I knew I had certain gifts, but it wasn't the ones I wanted. So I wanted to be able to hear my ancestors because I'm a person who like I work with my ancestors and didn't I wasn't hearing them at first. I knew they was around, like, but I was still like didn't like I wasn't following them like I was supposed to because I couldn't see the signs like that. I was still fresh and still new, so I'm like, man, just let me hear y'all. Let me hear y'all. Like I just basically asking to hear spirits. So eventually I got what I asked for. That's when like I realized the reason I wasn't hearing my ancestors it was because I was always hearing them, but it wasn't just them. Like it was multiple spirits trying to contact me. Like so, it wasn't just like my Gigi who I thought was the only person around me, or my dad or my sister who passed away. Like it was like more, way more spirits that was around me than I thought was around me. It was like what's a movie where a person had a bunch of spirits around them? Like I'm thinking a ghost, but she only had like one person around him. Whoopi Goldberg and Patrick Swayze movie. Like it's kind of like that, but it was like it's more people like that that when they transition, when people die, like for some reason, like a lot of time they come to me. You said your life would be a story more comedy, but yeah, like a lot of spirits just come to me for whatever reason. Like I be ignoring a lot of shit too. So Bob Marley was popping up, and like I just started listening to his music. I'm like, oh shit, he wanted me to hear his music. I know when I start talking about spirits and shit, people be like, let's change the subject. This is not something I'm used to. Wow, I didn't fucking kill my lighter. I need a new lighter. I can run through lighters like, what the hell? Yep, so let's get back to the topic of Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. And Chris Rock saying, I ain't saying shit until I'm still processing this bullshit. Ever notice Monday sounds like Moondang? I never noticed that, but I love Mondays though. I know Barry is a singer. Like shit, I just never like. I probably heard the music, just didn't know who Barry Manilow was. Just didn't stand out to me and say, "Oh, I love this song. Let me go hear what else." You got. I'm 32 though. Like so, I grew up. Actually, I grew up on the Temptations. I grew up on Stevie Wonder. I grew up on a lot of that old school music because my grandma and my Gigi, they were like, we're not listening to no rap, we're not listening to Tupac, we're not listening to Biggie. So when I was in school, right, I remember in fourth grade like it was yesterday, and we was playing a game, and the game was a person would say start a song, right? He'd say, so this is one song that I remember. A Master P is make them say like so. This is how the game would go. Person would say make them say and the next person would say and the next person would say na 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 na, and the next person would have to basically say the next thing. Like so, when people in the class were like, "Hey, let's play this song," and like say this song, like the only rap song that I knew was Make 'Em Say Master P. and nobody wanted to say that song. So the teacher didn't like decided like, hey, we're not gonna play this game. We're gonna play something different. But it was like I didn't want to play the game, and it was like I kind of manifested it, like the talk to them spirits, my dude. Oh, I talk to spirits a lot, like, but I talk to mainly who I want to talk to overall. Then like people just be trying to talk to, like spirits be trying to get in contact with me. I'm like, okay, what do you have to offer, like basically, because I my time is precious, so if I'm gonna be tuning in, especially if you're an artist, you was a music artist or you was an actor or something, and you want me to go back and listen to your music, watch your stuff, watch documentaries, like, cause that's what I be having to do. Like, so I'm like that shit take a lot of time. Like, so Bob Marley he been popping up, like, so it was just one day, like I think it was like yesterday or the day before, his live just popped up on my YouTube. And I'm like, and I had just talked about Bob Marley with my son's grandmother, like the other day. Like, so when his live popped up on my YouTube, I just clicked on it and I started listening to the music. So I'm like, oh shit, I should have been like clicked on Bob Marley. I love weed, like, so I know he was a smoker. So I'm like, oh shit, I could have been like tapped in with Bob Marley. So it's some other spirits that probably didn't came to me, like Prince spirit came to me plenty of times, but I'm like I never cared about Prince music, so I always shut him out until one day I'm like I realized I'm like I do like Prince for the simple fact the movie Purple Rain, I love that movie. Then he got some songs when the doves cry, like I love that song, like so. And then this Dave Chappelle with the Prince skits he did, like I'm like oh I do fuck with Prince, so I'll start going back and tapping in with Prince too, so but it's more spirits that just be that's not even artists, that's not even famous that be trying to contact with me, and it's more harder because I'm like, okay, what did you do? Like, where can like, why is you around me? Like, what you need? Like, so I definitely that's why I'm like I really got what I everything in life that I got because I tap in with spirits. And most people are just religious people, so they're like, oh nigga, that's the devil. But I'm like, whatever. Like, I ain't fucking sell my soul to get no fucking gifts to talk to my ancestors. I just asked for it and it came. Like, so whatever you ask for, it ain't gonna happen when you want it, but eventually you'll get the gift, or what, not just gift, but the money, the success you want. If you really want it and you strive to get it, like I was doing the meditations to unlock my gifts, so like I got everything that I was asking for. Like, so I understand how powerful my mind is. I understand how powerful my words is, speaking the tongue is. So I use those to like bless myself and bless other people. And if I want to curse somebody, I can curse them as well. But I ain't gonna curse myself. Like, so like people just need to understand who they are. Know what your gifts is. What kind of gifts do you want? Like, so Chris wasn't phased because he got the paper. He know he getting paid. Like, it's easy to like not be faced with some shit when it was planned for one. Like, cause if I didn't expect that, you think I'm gonna just make a joke saying, it's gonna be that was the best thing that happened on TV in history. I ain't about to say that was the best thing that happened on TV. I was like, that's the most embarrassing thing that happened to me on TV. Like, what the fuck? So, of course he wasn't phased. That's why he said what he said. That's why it happened like that. Like I said, it's all entertainment. So since Positive Minds Only is a media company, hey, I talk about entertainment as well. Shit, I should have been talking about the shit, the war, Russia and the war in Ukraine. That should have been some topics. But I'm gonna get it right. MC rappers and hip hop. Of course they do. Like especially like they don't do too much sampling like the Temptations and stuff, but they do a lot of sampling like old school shit. I ain't start. The only rappers I knew growing up in the '90s, right? was Criss Cross, Master P, Lil Wayne, Tupac, Biggie. I knew who they were, but I wasn't listening to them like that. Like I listened to Criss Cross because they had songs on the radio. Jump, uh, and it was another song. I missed the bus. Like it was certain songs that I just reheard and remember as a kid. Like, but when I started listening to rap, it was 50 Cent. Like that's when 2003. I'm 13. No, before I turned 13, because Get Rich or Die Trying came out a month before my birthday. Like so, 12. But I was listening to Eminem too around like that time too. Like so, Eminem, like truly was like one of my first favorite rappers. But when 50 Cent came out, that's the one who I was like, oh no, I'm the number one fan of 50. So you couldn't. Anybody who know me, who grew up with me, they'll tell you I was in like 50 Cent is my favorite rapper. Like I was the next little 50 Cent. Like I'm the next 50 Cent. But I calmed down. I ain't that like I ain't like 50. You think his value went down? I think his if his value overall went down, if you say it's a tarnish on his career, you don't think he could come back from that? You don't think he could rebuild that? I think his pockets got fatter, or the opportunity. He probably won't get those opportunities, or we won't see him in movies no more. He got his own company. He can create his own movies. Like so, I'm telling you, like for the property, his value, his stock portfolio didn't go down. His real estate portfolio didn't go down. Like shit, his bank account didn't lose no money. Like so, how did his value go down? People not wanting to work with him. Mm. Will Smith was going through some shit, probably right. If it is real, you know what it is? It probably was like surrounded around the situation. Probably was based on like surround how Will really felt, right? So Chris Rock was like, "Hey, let's do this so you can truly show how you really feel to the world, so they can resonate with you, so they don't think you just some pussy or whatever. Like, let's do this so like people could know. Like, so and I'ma just take it, and that's gonna show like me being a man myself. Like, so that's why I think it was phased because it was surrounded around like this how Will really feel, like, but at the same time like he picked Chris Rock because I'm pretty sure like they talked about that shit. It was scripted. So for me, like I said, I just watched King Richard yesterday, so that's putting money in Will's pocket. Like I'm pretty sure I ain't the only person who tuned in and watched the Will Smith movie. Will Smith could easily just stay focused on YouTube. He ain't gotta do movies and just make YouTube videos and like just talk about like the Chris Rock just how mental health he was dealing with mental issues. So it's easy like for Will Smith to like turn this around. Like nothing is ever like against you, got your back against the wall to where you can't maneuver out the situation. You could always turn this situation into your favor. Like so, me understanding that, like I got that mindset. Even if some bad shit, quote unquote bad shit happen, I can. It's something good about that situation that I can make turn into my favor. But yeah, I'm gonna start marketing my videos as clickbait though. I think I'm gonna just start doing like the conspiracy video, conspiracy theory. Which y'all want more conspiracy theory or like should I clickbait? Either way, like I can talk about celebrities. And I can talk about what people truly think about them too. But I don't want to tear people down though. But I also believe if you're a celebrity, you signed up for that. Like I think honestly, you signed up. If you put yourself on a platform, you know people are going to talk about you, so you got to be okay with what they say. Like I gotta be okay if I'm building up my platform where somebody come and try to tear me down, try to talk about me. Like, yeah, I feel I signed up for that. Like I'm okay with that. So, but you're not gonna win. Best believe you're not gonna win. Like I said, I got a spirit team, right? That it's like it multiplied over the years as I like a lot of people passed away. Like they spirit clung to me, and like they just became part of the team. Like so, when people try to do stuff against me, like you'll see their life fall apart because my spirit team, like it's an army. Like they attack as well. Like I don't have to do nothing. All I gotta do is say some shit, and your life will just fall apart. Like, cause I've evolved to that level. Like I'm that guy. Like on the spirit world. Like you probably can't see me as him on this side, but on the other side, like I'm super powerful. It's like I'm the Denzel Washington on the spirit side. So that's just who I am. Like, and when I get high, I start to talk about who I really am. We supposed to be talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock, but that's what I'll be talking about. Whatever I talk about is what comes from my thought, what's in my head, what's on my mind. Like, so I ain't hiding nothing from y'all. Like, I think Will Smith probably went down, but yeah, I think you're right. Do you think Jada, her value went up from the situation? How you feel about Jada? Because if her value went up, then like that balances the situation out, right? So no matter if he goes down, he has a partner. Like she can get on the red table talk and have a conversation about it. She can bring Chris Rock on it. Boom, more money right there. See, I'm a person like I'm always like try to figure out the opportunities in it or create an opportunity. I believe the behind the scenes is scripted too. Like that's the whole thing. Like how do you know what's really real? Especially when they taking so much time to put it out. Shit should be in real time. Everything should be in real time. From this point on, everything should be in real time. But it's not. So Chris Rock should have had what he felt when it first happened. It don't take that long to process what happened to you. Like literally, it doesn't take that long to process. If you got slapped on stage in front of millions of people, like you're not gonna take. You already got it figured out. You're like, what the fuck? You already know like what the fuck it is. Like so, this is when he say he got it. Like he trying to process it. That's how like they trying to keep your attention that long, like to see how long he can keep your attention before he say it. Because eventually, motherfuckers gonna forget about the situation because some other shit gonna happen. Like so, they trying to keep their attention on them as long as possible so they can sell tickets. So once his tickets is sold out, then like he'll probably talk about it after his tickets are sold out. Shit, but I'm probably waiting on the Netflix deal to come in. Like shit, I'm holding out for some deals to see what highest offer I can get. Low key, I ain't gonna say shit until I get the highest offer. Wouldn't you do that too? Like shit, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Like, I'm trying to like literally like wait for a Netflix deal, HBO deal. Hey, who wanna hear how I feel? What you gonna give me? Cause HBO gave me 20 mil. Who willing to give me 30? Like shit. Come on. Let me get in Hollywood. Like let me direct some shit. Let me put some shit together. I could put some drama together. Y'all love drama? I could put that shit together for y'all. Come on. I could use my creative mind to like feed people what they want. Like if you want me to talk about Will Smith, I could talk about the shit. But I know, like when I do my book club, it don't be as many people as it is now. Like so that shows me like where people's mindset is. Like, but I'm okay with that. Like I said, I'm not in the world, but like I can observe it. I do observe it. I do know what's going on. I do have an opinion. I do have my perspective. Like so, people always need someone else's perspective, right? To see like what they think is like. Do somebody else feel that way too? Like so, you think they be drinking at adrenochrome? You want me to talk about adrenochrome? Cause they didn't say Will Smith drunk the juice too. I mean, they didn't say they all do it. That's how they stay looking young. But don't Christians drink from the blood of Jesus Christ? It's not really blood, but like literally, it symbolizes drinking blood of a man that lived this planet on this earth. The bread is the flesh, like so. Where did that come from? Did they really cannibalize Jesus' body, and that's why you can't find his body because that's they really ate and drank Jesus' body and ate. Yo, that's kind of blowing my mind. That's why they can't find Jesus' body because they ate it. They was cannibals. It's fucked up. Think they get abortions from playing? Yeah, they do that. Definitely, they definitely do that. That's one way though. Like, literally, that's a one way. Parent. That's one way. Hospitals and donating organs and shit. Not donating, just donating, but harvesting organs. Yeah, they do all that shit. If y'all want me to talk about that shit, I will. I think her value went up with ladies. Yep. See, like, so if her value went up, then you gotta understand, like, it balances out Will Smith's. Uh, it balances out Will Smith's value going down. But yeah, if people want me to talk about this conspiracy theory shit, I will. They can get paid for it. Thought process, sis, I think he's kind of behind. I think he's like a minute behind on the live. Let me know if you live thought process. Yeah, see, he ain't say nothing. So who's ever in here, like, thank you for tuning in. Like, I ain't even been on here 2 hours yet, so I ain't gonna leave until I can cross that threshold. At least he's in here live though, or she, I don't know. But that's why, like, looking at the comments is kind of distraction because some people are like kind of like behind, but they're commenting on what I said, so kind of get distracted and like comment on what they said, like, which takes away what I was talking about in the present moment. But it's cool because it's live, right? I just remember to I need to remember to make that clip about that UFO so I can fucking like clickbait that shit. But my blunt is almost out though, so once that do go out, I know it's my time to disappear. But I know I'll be noticing as soon as I say I'm about to go, like more people start popping up. So if I can get like one like within the next minute, it's 8:51. If I can get another like before, oh, she's saying 8:51. If I can get another like within the next minute, I'll stay longer past the 2 hour mark. But if I don't, well, what could you say if I can get another? Dang, y'all gonna like it right as soon as I said it. Y'all be holding the likes, right? But I guess I can stay. Thank you for that like though. Really appreciate it. Let me stop looking at the time because when I look at the time, that's when I'm like, oh, like it's moving slow. Like, but when I just focus and like I just talk, then I'm good. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think Will Smith's value went down, especially when he got a TV show like Fresh Prince of Bel Air is on TV. They not about to cancel Will Smith. Like those movies will forever be in rotation on Netflix, on HBO Max, on Tubi, whatever the fuck it's on. Like they not going to just take away that shit. So how, like, I don't see how his value will go down. Chris Rock's value definitely shot up more than Will Smith at this point, but overall, who put in more work? Who got the more work out? Like, so I think Will Smith did more work over the years than Chris Rock. So even though his value didn't go, his stock didn't go up that high, it still went up high enough to where he's made millions so far off the situation. So yeah, he had to apologize, quote unquote, apologize. Yeah, quote unquote, make him look bad. Yes, it makes him look bad, but does he feel bad? Like, no. Is he hurt about the situation? Is his pockets hurt? Nah. Did he lose endorsements? I don't hear him. I don't. Ain't nobody say he lost no endorsements. Like, so, ain't nobody say he lost a movie deal. Like, so, if it was really real, then why y'all ain't take no real shit away from him then? But who's to say? Like, now that I said something, they gonna like, and Will Smith lost this deal, like, just a fake ass deal to throw motherfuckers off again. But it's whatever, right? It's whatever the people want to see. If they want entertainment, they want like live shit. By all means, give them what they want. If they, especially if they giving you their attention, like giving you a person attention is more value than more valuable than money sometimes. Like a person's attention, their data, like their email, their phone number, like that shit is more important than money, and that's why these companies get so rich because they got your data. What's up from Corpus Christi? Hey, shout out to you, Harry H. Is that in Texas? I know you hit that thought process. I just like you probably hear from the past. I mean, I say from the past, but I don't. I've never been there, but I just knew like it was like based in Texas or within Texas. We used to have to study him in school, so I'm aware of him, but not like that. When y'all say different names, like names that's in the past, like or people who's passed away, that could be them like letting me know like they around, like so. You'll say a name, and that spirit is like, yes, pay attention. Like he said my name now, like see what I got to say. Like so, I'll still ignore that shit though if I forget. It don't be like I purposely like not pay attention to somebody's spirit. It's just like I'll get distracted and like you'll have to like catch my attention again. But sometimes a spirit will catch my attention by doing some like magnificent shit. And I'm like, oh shit, I know you around. Like, oh, let me see what you got to say. Like Mo 3, when his spirit when he passed away, right? I'm not a religious person at all, but uh I was in Walmart getting something and a church song popped up in my head or church it was either a verse or a song popped up in my head and I'm like, why is this popping up in my head? I'm not a religion person. Like, am I still programmed from religion even though I woke up and I thought I cleared myself? And like soon as I got into the car, Mo 3's no, and before I got in the car, I said, well, I guess it's just that's just how I was raised, like because I was raised in a Christian household, like that's why that church thing popped up in my head. So soon as I got in the vehicle, turned on the radio, Mo 3's song called "Outside" came on, and he was like, "Ooh, you hear that church up in my voice? That's just because how I was raised." So he let me know he had put that gospel quote in my head, and when I said, "Oh, I guess that's just how I raised," that was just letting me know like, "Oh, Mo3 is around." Like so, it made me tap in to Mo3 music. It made me listen, like watch interviews and shit like that to get an understanding of who he was. Like so, apparently Snoop thought it may have been staged too. Yeah, like the real people who know, like they know. But the world, like most people, gonna like, oh no, that was real because yeah, they following the script. Ain't nobody supposed to say no, that was fake. That you supposed to go along. You part of Hollywood. You signed that contract, so you got to follow along with that script. Snoop Dogg has always seemed to be like the rebel, but no, he's been following line in that script too. Like, it got to be some certain people that say, nah, I don't believe that shit. So I don't know. I don't. It's all like I said. It's all fun and games to me. Like shit, ain't nobody get seriously hurt. Like it ain't make Will Smith look too bad because I didn't lose no type of respect for him. Like I said, I thought it was all fake anyway. So I'm like, what the fuck? They just actors anyway. If anything, he could always say, "Oh, we was acting." So what the fuck they gonna say then? Imagine Chris walked up during Will's speech, grabbed the Oscar, and beat the hell out of Will with get arrested and Will Smith press charges. I mean, it's another lifetime where that it's a parallel universe where that happened. Just how you just imagine Chris Rock doing that, like there's a parallel universe where that actually happened. I got you too. Punchline, getting mad at him. Like that was the script for me. Like basically what you just said. Like it was all high act. They knew Will was gonna win. They knew all those other black people was gonna win. Like, but they wanted to like be outshine with negativity surrounded by black people. Like they wanted all like the honorary winners and shit, like Samuel L. Jackson. Like people didn't even talk about that shit. They talked about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. So yes, it was a way to like make. I ain't gonna say it was. That was one way, but it seems to be like that was a way to make black people look bad and to like overshadow the positivity in that night. But at the same time, like shit, it could have been like a man defending his wife. Like so, you can't be mad at that. Like especially when he been getting shit on his whole life. But then it could be like I said, scripted. Like you never know. It's different scenarios, different like parallel universes. It's a universe where every single last one of those situations happen. So whichever reality we in, like that's what's gonna play out in this reality. Like I said, I believe in multiverses. Like I believe like in multiple planets, multiple galaxies, infinite numbers of universes. Like when you die, you don't have to go to just heaven and hell. Like you can go wherever the fuck you want. You don't got to be limited to just reincarnating back to Earth or heaven and hell. Like it's more than just those three places. So most people think how they think, believe how they believe, and like that's on them. I'm not here to change nobody's beliefs. I'm just letting you know shit what I believe, what I think. That's why I created Positive Minds Only because like there's things that's in my mind. Like I don't view it as negative. Like so I don't view Will Smith and Chris Rock situation as negative because I see it as acting. Like, yeah, it was two black people in front of all those white people, but at the same time, like I said, Ricky Gervais went in on Hollywood a couple years ago. So I'm like, hey, is this your like? Is that's the way they play the game? That's what it is. Like, so they ain't making me look bad. Like, shit ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, so I'm able to like benefit off the situation by having something to talk about on my platform. Like, and that's what people wanted to see. So, hey, keep by all means keep acting a fool. Keep being part of the circus. Like, and if it's filling up your pockets and you not, and you able to sleep at night, by all means, do what you gonna do. Like, so, yeah. Another person's perspective and their opinion really don't matter. Like, it really don't. Like, so I understand that. Like, that's why my whole thing is to focus on me and what I got going on in this world. But Positive Minds Only as a media company has to talk about this shit. If I had my personal YouTube channel, you wouldn't hear me talking about Will Smith and motherfucking Chris Rock because dang, I ain't got shit to like. They ain't got nothing to do with my personal life. Like so, most people get their whole life mixed up into other people's situation, and they ain't even got a handle on their own life. Like so, I'm not one of them people. Like I'm able to talk about this because I have time to talk about it, and it's not going to take away what I got going on in my life. Actually, it adds to like people with more views. Like so, of course, I'm going to do this. Like so, it may be a distraction for others because they need to be focusing on getting their life together, but I've already got my life together. I've already like did what I needed to do, like to be able to get to this position to give an opinion or having a perspective on it. Like so, it may not be the 100% right perspective, but it's my opinion and it's my platform. Like so, like I said, more people want to see it. So why not talk about it? Why talk about some things like nobody wants to hear about when there's things that people want to hear and they're willing to give you their attention and their time for you to hear about this shit. So I'm just waiting on some more shit to pop off, like so I can have more things to talk about. Like so, it's just like how the rappers talk about drugs, selling hoes, guns, like to get the views and the following, like to get the giant record deals. Is like they don't really live in that lifestyle, but at the same time they do it because that's what gets them paid. I'm not talking about this in a way to like brainwash people to do negative things. Like so, the perspective I give on Will Smith and fucking Chris Rock, it ain't no negative perspective. It ain't no harsh perspective. I ain't trying to make nobody look bad. I ain't trying to like promote no negative light on nobody's situation. That's why I say acting. Like, cause they're acting, then how could anybody look bad when it was all scripted? Like, you don't take what Will Smith did in King Richard as who he is in real life, or who what he was, the character he was in I Am Legend. That's not who he was in real life. So, like, if this is scripted, if this fake, then like by all means they put on a great show, right? Like so, I'd rather say like they did a great job with their acting, being two great actors, than to say like uh it was real. So that's just how I feel on the situation. Who knows if it's not that way or not? But I don't give a fuck because I can care less if the situation is real or not. Like I wasn't there. I didn't come up like I'm not Will Smith. I'm not Chris Rock. I wasn't there before the show started. I wasn't there when Chris Rock wrote the joke. I don't know if he like I don't know. I don't like so when if I was in Hollywood, I would know. But I'm not in Hollywood. So I do want to be able to get to the point where I'm in Hollywood, I'm creating TV shows and movies. I don't even want to act. Like I want to just have my shit on Netflix, on HBO, on fucking on a big screen. Like so, like, I got multiple ideas. I got the connections. I'm just need to actually do what I need to do, like to fucking make that shit happen. I be procrastinating on certain situations, especially once YouTube for me start taking off. Like when I start getting more subscribers and views, I'm like, oh, I ain't got time to be fucking trying to write something, trying to do something else, trying to give my attention to something else when this is working. But at the same time, I had a conversation with my brother. He was like, man, I wish I was doing music when my YouTube was blowing up. So I'm like, oh shit, I really do need to uh, write a script because even though I haven't blew it, I'm not at my pinnacle yet. When I get to my pinnacle, I don't want to be able to like say, "Damn, I didn't do this when I had the chance." So if I got the time, I need to be working on it. I just need to I don't know. My brother, he's more talented with like script writing. Like I could write. I mean, I could talk it. I just hate writing it. I can give you the idea. I can like give you the plot and all of that. But to write it like with the details and stuff like that, I could tell you that. But to write the script, to write the book, it's like, nah, I don't know if I could do it. Like so, as I grow, as I meet people, like I'll come into people who can do that. And like I said, I have a younger brother who can do that. But as I grow, I'm gonna meet more people who gonna like who have different ideas like that can help. Like so I'm not one of them people that will like, oh I got all the ideas, nobody else like I don't need your help. Nah, I need help. That's what I be saying. Like I actually need help. Like I'm not one of the people who think I can do it on my own. Like I didn't got this far on my own, but I still have my wife who believed in me. I still had like certain people who believed in me, like to know like shit. I never was just by myself, like making it happen. Like so, certain thing like my YouTube popping off though, like when me posting the video, like even that, like I would have to say like Nipsey helped me do that, like posting his shorts, helped bring attention to my channel. Like so, like it was always with the help like of someone else spiritually or like physically like help. So me understanding that, like my whole thing is to like always give people they just do. Like always have gratitude. Like always stay humble, stay grounded in the not like because I hate using the word humble. Like always stay grounded even when you at your highest highs or even when you at your lowest lows, knowing like, hey, this ain't the end. Like this is just the moment that I'm going through. Like so, I've been up many of times. I've been down many of times, but like I understand like shit that it's still me. Like there ain't no real difference about like waking up and like having a great day, whether it was waking up having a bad day. Like still gonna go to sleep, dream, wake up, and like do it again. Like always move forward in life. Like so, like most people, they just rather stay stagnant or rather just stay home than watch TV, get on the internet, watch and see what's going on. Like, but not do nothing about their own life, not profit it, like even off the situation that they watching. Like so. Like if you learning something from this situation tonight, then that's how you profit from this situation. But if you just here to like just get some tea and like get some like a opinion or whatever, and not here to learn something, like that's where like things like that's where you in the wrong spot at. Cause my whole goal is to like help people get to a level in life where, hey, they in their best position, like they in their highest high. Like so, it even let you know even when you get to your highest highs, like shit, you gotta come down. Like we all got my son's grandmother, what great grandmother Cupcake said, when you get to the top of Mount Everest, yeah, it's cool when you make it to the top, but can you stay there forever? And I'm like, nah, because if you do, I'm like, yeah, you can technically stay there forever, but shit, you ain't gonna be alive like to Vietnamese see it, but you gotta come down. Like so, even when you make it to the pinnacle, to the top, you gotta come down. But it's about how you come down. Like, is you gonna come down gracefully, like, or is you gonna like just fall down? You gonna stumble down? Like make sure you I'll hit that like button if you haven't already. Like so, me knowing like I'm just still on my pinnacle of going up. I haven't even reached the top. Like so, it may take years, upon years for me to get to the top, and I'm cool with that because it's about the journey. It's not about making it to the top in life or whatever it is. It's about what I go through on the everyday, like the everyday journey. So I don't even call it a struggle because I realize my life is like going pretty well. Like so, things is great in my life. Like so, even the bad times, even the times where I felt like it was a struggle when I didn't have all the money I wanted, like I always have beliefs like shit. Manifestation is real, so like the money's gonna come whenever I really need it on time. Like so, it always happened like that. Literally, it's so funny. Like when I really need money, if I don't have what I want at the time, like, but when it's time when I need it, the money is always there, and I'm like, this shit crazy. Like it's really crazy. Able to like manifest money every single day, like thousands upon thousands of dollars every single day. Like that's what I'm trying to manifest. I'm trying to get to that point of manifesting that. Like so, once I get there, it's gonna be like, hump, got it. Like, okay, I want to manifest ten thousands of dollars a day. Like, so it's just that's just the money goal. Then I still got stop wasting money on Reggie. No, because that's how I save my money. Little sniffer, nah. But we don't just smoke regular weed, man. Like this is Vegas. I got everything in abundance. You know that if you live in Henderson, like shit, it's abundance of it. Like so, but what I wanna like, come on, if you gonna buy some premium top shelf in Vegas, it's gonna in the dispensary, it's gonna cost you around $4.50 an ounce. So knowing that THC level is probably the highest, is gonna get around like 32, 30. I see, I am high right now. Like knowing like the highest that's gonna be like is like 32%. But if you smoke something like that's under that, like we ain't even talking like cookies is like top shelf, right? Like so, if you're not gonna smoke cookies, you're gonna smoke like some regular Gorilla Glue, cause that ain't no premium. Like if you're gonna smoke some like it's different strains, like ice cream sundae, that could be considered like on a premium, but it ain't that premium to me. Like the shit that people be saying is Zion shit, I'm like, man, that shit ain't. It may look like it, but that shit is not smoking like it. Like so, I'm a person like shit. Whatever, like the strain that I like, no matter what's the strain, like if it works for me, that's what it is. You look blazing at the moment. I I've been people been saying, do you got Asian in you? And I'm like, nope. I looked. We did the DNA. Like it was none of that shit in me. Like so, that's just how black people was like shit. They was over there too. Like so, when I'm high, it shines. I mean, it makes him even more. Like so, I couldn't even be out in public. People like, yeah, we know he high. Like, but or they just be thinking like, damn, this guy must be mixed with Asian. But nah, we just I got 10%, probably like 9%, 10% white in me, and that's a mix of like Irish, that's a mix of European, Germany, like then I'm like 1% Native American, but the rest is like nigger, like African. Like so, I was like at first when I first took my DNA, I was kind of mad, cause I'm like, man, I wish I was 100% black. But then I'm like, man, uh, why would I not want, not would I not like the other 10% of me because it's not black? Like so, I need to like actually start loving myself fully instead of just 90%. Like so I seen it as like I was kind of hating myself on that aspect. So I got over that. Like even though like I kind of dropped my last name, like I ain't do it legally, but I just go by my first and my middle name. But I still like that's why I said I fuck with all races. I'm not one of them just black people that I'm like, no, black people is the top, is the rulers, is the real chosen ones. Nah, it's the white people that got some information that'll blow your fucking mind. Like it's some Chinese people that got some information that'll blow your mind. Like every race got like geniuses. Every like literally they got geniuses and they got jackasses. Like so, what do you fall in between? Like I ain't gonna call myself a genius, but I figured my life out. Like literally, I figured out like what's what's success, what helps me be successful in life. Like some people just been failing in life, so they know what not's working, but they don't know what works in their life. Like so, they're not even willing to search for it though. Me, I'm always looking. Dang, how can I better my life? How can I better my situation? Like so, I'm never content with what I got, where I'm at life. No matter how good it is, no matter how bad it is, I want better. I want more. Like so, I'll never climb Mount Everest. I can just be like, damn, I ain't gonna climb no more mountains. Like I'm gonna climb some other shit. It may not be as tall as Mount Everest, but it's gonna present its own obstacles. It's gonna present its own challenges, and it's gonna always give me a different perspective. Like so, even though the shit ain't the highest, even though I may not get, I may reach a peak, like reach probably making millions of dollars a month for a year, and I'll probably never make that again in the next in my other years. But I'll probably make 100,000 monthly or whatever. Like I'm going to continue to whatever my highest is, that whatever I'm supposed to reach at that moment in my life. Like that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna always strive for the best in my life, and that may not always be like what I want. It may not always be the highest, but I know as I continue to grow and as I continue just to move forward, I know I'll probably die at the top because I'm not like I'll never get there. Like you can never get to the top. Like so I know I'll die on my journey as just to going up, going towards what I want in life. Like so some people they feel like they heydays is behind them. Like I feel like my best days are still in front of me. Like so like, even though I've experienced a lot of shit in my life, I still feel like, man, I ain't even experienced half of what I wanted to experience right now. But I know at least I'm working towards that. Like, so as long as I'm working towards, like, trying to create better for myself or trying to experience more for myself and my family and, like, take care of them, like, I know, like, shit. All I gotta do is step out on faith and like just know, like have no type of doubt within me, like Jesus Christ was. And I'm not a Christian, but Jesus had absolutely no doubt in his mind, like of who he was. He didn't fear nothing. He wasn't tempted by nothing, like none of that shit. So I'm trying to get to the point where I'm like Jesus, where like shit there is no absolutely no doubt. And I say I ain't there yet because like shit, there still be times where I want to try something. And I'm like, I feel like that first initial doubt come in, where like that negative thoughts start popping in and trying to stop me from doing something. So I need to get to the point where even then, like that's not the case. That's non-existence. There is no negative thoughts that's trying to come in. Like there is nothing that can tempt me. Like so, and even there, I feel like there's nothing that can tempt me right now, but that doubt, like I still fear, like still have fears in certain type of areas in my life that I want to accomplish, like skydiving. Like I fear like heights to a sense, so I want to accomplish that fear. Like so, I even just thinking about it now, it's like I get tense just thinking about like just jumping out of a plane, like knowing like shit, humans ain't meant to be doing that shit, but at the same time, that's something I fear. Like so, and I hate fearing stuff. I hate low key being scared of like certain things. Like so, that's what keeps me like alive. Like just trying new shit, doing new things. Like so, most people they stay in a situation where they don't want to be in. They stay put. They stay stuck. And like they just watch, they just talk about other people who are doing things, who are like trying to do something. Like so, I be trying to encourage people, hey, just go get what you want in life. Fuck what anybody else saying. Fuck what they think. Go get what you want in life, and like you'll be happy. And you may not even be happy when you get like half the shit that you want in your life, but the whole time people's watching you, they thinking like, damn, if he can do it, like he motivate me, so I can do it. Like so, like, but it's gonna be some things that you do get in life. You're like, man, this is exactly what I asked for. I'm thankful that I just stuck it out. I'm thankful that I kept trying to go towards and trying to get it. Like so, me, a lot of times I've gave up on shit in my life because like it didn't happen when I wanted to. Like so, YouTube, thank God I didn't give up on that. Like, cause I I knew I wasn't giving my best effort. Like if I know I gave my best effort and it didn't work out, then I'm like, all right, cool, all right, it ain't for me. But if I gave it my best effort and it didn't work out, I'm like, well, I guess like it ain't for me then. Like so, that's how I determine things. Like so, in YouTube when I started and making videos in 2017, like I wasn't consistent at all. Like so, once I became consistent in 2021, the end like of 2021, November 31st, in December, I was like posting every single day. Like I started seeing like the progress, seeing like the work come in. I mean, like I seen posting shorts like in the first uh 30 days, I probably gained like 900 subscribers. That was more like subscribers than I like. That was more than half of the subscribers that I had gained within like from 2017 up until that point. So in January, I think I gained like 1,600 more subscribers that month. So I'm like, oh shit, like that. Now I didn't gain more than I didn't gain more than what I had gained up until that point. February came, I done gained an extra 10,000 subscribers. March, I done gained 11,000 plus so far. Like so, it's like, oh shit, I just need to stay consistent every single day. And my secret is, it's not even a secret. I post shorts and I get on live. Most people who post shorts, they will never be able to just, if that's the only thing they post, if their channel is all about shorts, they won't be monetized off that. Like, so my whole thing is to post shorts so I can get the subscribers, the views, but get on live every day so that can build up my watch time hours. So me starting from November 31st to now, I had zero watch time hours. I'm at 2,200 right now. Then I had fucking 2,200 watch time hours. Then I had like 65,000 views. I'm at 9 million plus. At 1,400 subscribers, I'm at almost at 27,000. So posting shorts every single day. I get on live. Try to get on live almost every single day. Like, so it's working out, and I'm not even halfway within the year. I'll be monetized within like by June. Like, so, if I can do it, and it's hard as hell to get like watch time hours, cause the shorts don't count. I already got over like 100,000 uh plus hours of watch time hours, but that doesn't help go towards getting monetized. That doesn't go towards the public watch hours. So getting on live and like videos that's plus a minute plus, like those videos is the ones that count towards getting watch time hours. So it's growing slowly compared to like my shorts, but overall, like it's still growing, and like every day, like I'm working towards like just making that number grow. Like, so to be like I said, 27, almost at 27,000 for the 2022, bro. Like, I'm just keep keep my head down, going forward. Like, so if I can do it, you can do it. Like, so why not? But I'm definitely about to end this live. Uh, did over 2 hours. That's pretty good for me tonight. Like, so, and it's a Wednesday too. Like, so hopefully, like I said, some shit pop off tomorrow. Like, so I can have something else to talk about. Like, but overall, like, this was a good a night. So thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate y'all for commenting, especially those for the people that liked this video, this stream. And if you subscribe tonight, if you're a new subscriber, appreciate you definitely. Like, so, just tune in for like more videos, more live streams. I really don't care about celebrities and none of that shit, but hey, this is what people want to hear, and like that's what they want to talk about. So this the algorithm. Like, I'm just working the algorithm. So peace. We out.